Hey there, lads and lasses. Make a couple of minor adjustments here. This, of course, is Thunderhand 64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Wednesday, it is a little bit past noontime, and that can only mean that it's time for some Generations Minecraft server. Today we will be on the Generation 5 survival world. I think we're going to be doing a little bit of work on a drown farm. Resuming that. And I'm just queuing some stuff up here because there's a particular kind of feature that I wanted to try to incorporate into this farm. And I hadn't been able to do it. And then I think it was sometime last week I saw a video that had a very, very cool water dynamic, the exact water dynamic that I want to try to use for this farm. And so I'm going to try to replicate it here today, but I will have to take a moment to try to call up that video. I probably won't show the video here on the stream. I'll just have it off to the side, probably on my iPad or something like that. But I will publish the link to the video in the archived VOD, you know, because I want to give the person the credit, right? So let us log into the Generation 5 world, which is currently at 1.21.4. So we have those blocks. I've been holding off on the 1.21.5 update. I still like to refer to those more like patches. Patches and then drops. I think that's less confusing, but they like updates and then drops. But then you can talk about updating to a drop, and it's just not good English. So let me pull up the world here. All right, let me switch on over. There it is. Okay, good. All right, so here we are in Generation 5. Home sweet home. And I logged in at the cane farm. And why was I at the cane farm? Join us on Friday's Buffooncraft Season 6 stream, and then you'll know why. Because I've got some cool stuff to show you guys there. But I was using this for a reference for a cane farm that we were building in Buffooncraft Season 5, and that's why I'm in creative mode right now. Let's get back into survival mode. There we go. Much better. Let's slap on down our bed. Saw a little wood and get some of the Z's in. There we go. We have slept. Let us fly on over to the drop farm. I think I'm just going to fly overland. I have to remember. Is it in the south or is it in the north? I think it's in the south. You know, this week I should probably check and to see if the mods and resource packs and stuff that I usually use for this are now up to the 1.21.4. They should be by now. But for example, Dramatic Skies. I really enjoyed using Dramatic Skies here on Generations. It's just a beautiful looking resource pack. And it's pretty easy to install, but and to set up. Okay, there's the old drown farm. And I could have taken the nether and used the portal and stuff to get here, but I decided to fly overland because I just missed this place. Let's land in Kachi and Biggie's village. and re-equip with some rockets. Let's do that. Uh-oh. Usually I have my usually I have my ender chest in my inventory. That means I left it over at the site. Okay, we'll just hoof it overland. That's fine. It's not that far away. It's on the other side of the south village. So there's the south village and the north village, and I've kept these since the original generation of this map. Okay, you can just see it coming into view over the horizon there. The new Drowned Farm. Then we'll get some rockets. We'll do a little catching up to bring you guys up to speed on where we left off. And this thing's going to be a challenge. But if I can pull it off, it's going to be super cool. Again, it won't be the most efficient kind of drowned farm that can be built in Minecraft Java, but it'll still be very efficient. It'll certainly do well enough for us here on our, what is essentially a single-player world. And, you know, I would much rather have this kind of configuration just because it's cool. It's so cool. And this builder who featured this on their video built essentially the same kind of farm as Kachi and I built. But like I said, with the water mechanic that works the way that we wanted it to do, they figured that out. Kudos to them. I'll mention their name on the stream when I pull the video up. And then, like I said, I'll post the link in the VOD. I've really stopped processing my archived VODs for like the last, I'm going to say 6 months maybe. And I don't know why I've just stopped doing that. I just did because I really like doing it. I think the saboteur is hard at work there. And, but I really need to get back into processing. And now that means I have a huge backlog of VODs to process. Let's click on that. Let's get some rockets. Tools. Box O rockets. And there we go. That one's empty. Here we go. And I tend to do a lot of flying around on generations, so let's just load up 2 slots. All right, before we get too far into this one, let's fly on back to this one. So this kind of design was really cool. It's basically over a river biome, of course, with just a giant column of falling water. The source blocks are at the top, but these are not all source blocks here. Now, originally, when we built this, drowns would not spawn in bubble columns, but that has since changed. And so what we had for this farm, and you can see these guys spawning in already. You would get to the AFK at the top, and this is the bottom of the AFK sphere. And this thing will just fill with drowns, like, immediately. But then the drowns descend down to the bottom just by gravity and in the flow of the water flowing downward. It's a very, very slow process. I was thinking some sort of kill chamber system here at the bottom. Kachi and I were just enjoying just the fun of being able to fly directly into the water stream and fight these guys. It was just a fun kind of thing to do. Certainly not an efficient drown farm, but this is the way we were going about this. It was a lot of fun to do. But we need copper. And this, although this is fun to fly into the water stream like that, it's not productive at all. Right? And so, yeah, you can see the amount of drowns that are spawning in. And if I go to the top here where the AFK is, this thing will fill up with drowns right away. So what I wanted was these to all be source blocks. And so I could get the bubble columns going up. And then it'll push all the drowns to the top. And then they can be swept off to the sides, maybe through a portal or and into the nether, where they'll, have a drop chute or something. And or the other thing is, the other idea is, of course, to. I just totally lost my train of thought there. Yeah, so we wanted this column here to carry them upward. If these were source blocks, it would carry them upward into the nether. There would be some sort of kill chamber swept into a portal. You guys get the idea. Sort of like the Guardian Farm, similar to how the Guardian Farm works. The problem is, if I make this column into source blocks, the water will it'll lose its column structure. And the water will just all pour out the sides into a mess, right? But I saw in a video, somebody managed to keep the column formation with the source blocks. And it was a really cool trick. I'm going to try to emulate it here on the server. And so the first thing I'm going to have to do is call up the video, probably on the iPad over here. And like I said, I'll post the link to and give the credit to the content creator. My original plan to get around this, my plan to do this was to just put fence gates. The fence gates will contain the source blocks in the shape of the column, and yet still allow us to fly right into the water stream. So you can see where I mocked up the first couple of layers just to proof it out and to see if I could get it to work. These are not source blocks yet. I just used the kelp to make those source blocks. One thing I do find a little concerning is that I do not get the drowns spawning in here. Now, maybe I need to extend the shadow platform out more, but I don't think so. We should get drowns spawning in there immediately. Immediately, and we don't. That's a little disturbing. And just to be certain, I began removing the water underneath this. Yeah, see, we got a skelly down here. Just in case the drowns aren't spawning down here. Wow, he's fast with the bow. Dude, are you dumb enough to actually jump in the water? Actually, these guys are deadly in the water. As we're about to find out. There we go. Where did that other one go? Did he despawn? I've got a bone to pick with you. Yeah, so I was using these sponges to remove the water here, just to eliminate the spawns down here. But we may have to do some lighting up all around this. I'm not sure. The spawning sphere doesn't come down this far, though. I made the spawning sphere, in fact. Can I do? Yeah, okay. So you guys can see the 128 block radius spawn sphere. The center at which is, of course, at the AFK area. And you can see it doesn't quite go down there. It just incorporates, it just includes the platform. And that's it. So we should be okay, but I'm just not getting the spawns. Really? Must you? And so we're just not getting the spawns. So it could be maybe the other drowned farm is affecting it. I don't know. But one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the rest of this water. And I really wanted to, off camera before the stream, try to work out the water column trick so then I could show it to you guys on the stream. But I didn't have time to do that. And so I think for the stream, I'm just going to spend the stream removing the water. I think I'll do that. Yeah, see how many... Now, that was just overnight. But one thing we can test is if it's the shadow problem where the platform isn't big enough, then really, I can't place these sponges and talk at the same time. Really? If we go up there at nighttime and we do get a lot of drowns spawning, then we'll know it's a platform issue, right? So let's do that side and that side and that side. And then we'll come over here. We'll do this and this and this. Does that do it? No. Oh, a few more. One and then two like this. Okay, we're good. I should have, yes. And that is, you're not mistaken, that is definitely a netherite hoe. Again, I had half the mind to, well, I always have half a mind. That's why I struggle. Yeah, I did consider making water sweeping flying machines, but I just don't think that this is a big enough area, volume to sweep out with that. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's kind of small. It's only 4 chunks, so. And let me see, even though I have 11 sponges ready to go, I don't think that that's enough to do one of these sections. So let's go dry some out in the nether. I've been using this nether portal and flying back and forth. I should just put another portal right there, but it's not that far away, right? So we're good, right? Sure. He asks when he doesn't even really care. It's called engagement. Yeah, it's rhetorical. All right, let's get in here. All right, let's just lay these suckers out here. And let's do that, and let's do that. You know what I might be able to do? Can I do something like for something like this? No, because the left click yeah, all right, whatever. I wanted to placed harvest, placed harvest, placed harvest. You know, that's actually hard to say. I said placed, past tense. Place, harvest, place, harvest. Oh, speaking's hard. Yeah, see, and then the coolest thing to do is just to jump off this thing. Now this, I thought would be a really cool place to build one, but this is not a river biome. This is ocean here. So I thought this river biome here would be really good. just come along here like something like that, I think. And that, and that, and that, and then over to this side. Put one there. Yeah, the sponges are sometimes tricky to use because if you don't get all the immediate source blocks, the source blocks fill the water back in that you're trying to remove. There we go. Just like that. Feels like it's getting dark again. So we may be able to test. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Just with the, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Let's go pop these open. Yeah, that's not going to help things. You're probably wondering why I didn't use sand for this. I just had the stone in my inventory, so... And it's not a big area, so I figured, what the heck. Yeah, okay, there we go. Wow, some of those I can't quite reach. If I can get about 3 of these spaces with this amount of sponges, then I'll be satisfied. Yeah, I only have 13 left. I suppose I could get more out of them if I just, like, place them more carefully. Yeah, this one I placed too high. There we go. And hey, there's the mighty Lone Star. Hey, Thunder. You guys can see this shout out there for fellow buffoon. Lone Star. Please go check him out when you get a chance. Lone, how are you doing today? Uh-oh. Let's cap this. Because this is going to cause some trouble. There we go. All right. Let me see. Huh? Are those waterlogged? Let's see. Okay. There, like that. Like that. Like that. And on over to here, like this. Okay, that'll do. Like that one. Yep. Okay. With one more right there. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We did it. Nice. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing excellent. Thank you. On this fine Wednesday afternoon here in Southern California. Currently, right now, it's the best time of the season to be here. Winter and lately spring, too. Because it's been wetter than normal the last couple of years during the spring, which is, for us is always welcome. But winter really is the best time to be here. It's beautiful here in the wintertime. For about 9, and lately it's been about maybe 7 months of the year, This is not a nice place at all. Everything's brown and gray and dead and on fire. So I chuckle, but it's not a matter at which to chuckle for a lot of people. We're just lucky we live in a very, very good area. It's a little bit more than luck, too. We researched our area to make sure we're in a good, safe spot. Location-wise, in Southern California, we are in the best spot possible. So, but for those 3 to 5 months out of the year, Southern California is just beautiful. That's where everything's all green and everything comes back to life. Yeah, it's wonderful. All right. South. Here we go. Yeah, I've retained all of the chunks here. So when I prune the chunks for an update, I save, of course, everything we built in the inland sea, but I save all the chunks around the shoreline of the inland sea. Because this map is just my favorite map of all time. And I've built in some very cool maps. This one's the best. Really? You realize, of course, that this means war. Redeem. But a lot of you aren't going to be able to do that reference. Uh-oh. 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 Not while I'm writing. Trying to write here, baby zombie. Baby drown. Yeah, it's dangerous to take notes on the notepad in survival world. I mean, I'm good at this, but I'm not quite that good. Or am I? I did survive it. Let's do this. Let's also get some of the junk out of the inventory, shall we? Yeah. Let's clear out this stuff. We don't need that. All right, yeah. Let's. These are the dry variety. We could. How big are these? 3? We could go raid an ocean monument really quickly and get the rest of these and get some more sponges. But we have enough sponges for this. We'll be fine. Yeah, see, I just have, well, I suppose I have the sand too, right? I guess I could use the sand. Yeah, I think these need to be 3 blocks wide. It's like right here. Okay, here I am, individually clicking these things. Just hold the button down, Thunder. There you go. That's how you play the game. Because I could have selected that with scroll wheel. Okay. I don't think I'm going to have enough sand to do this whole thing over. To make one long column all the way down. So I don't know, should we go fetch some more sand? Because we have a couple of these columns to make. If we were just doing like one or two of these columns, I wouldn't bother, but... And the desert's not too far away. The desert is slightly northwest of us. It's not that far away. Of course, I'm a little reluctant to dig up too much of that desert because that is a build site. So and I think that's it, right? Yeah, I think we're going to have to go get some more sand. Let's make sure we don't have any more sand here before I do that. I mean, we have this beach, but I don't want to rip this beach apart. No, that would be fun. You know what we could use that we probably have tons of? And it's a block that I normally despise, is gravel. And we probably have more gravel back at the depot. Oh, look at this dude. Oh, you know, I do have just the tiniest tinge of regret taking you out there, bro. Because I don't have any potion to heal you, with which to heal you. But, oh well, that's life. Look at all the squiddies. So when we... Is he suffocating in the gravel? I think he is. I think we're going to get some squid ink. Yeah, see the squid ink floating up. There we go. Maybe between the sand and the gravel, I'll have enough to do this. Brain, please, just let me talk. All right, let's do that. Let's come on over to here. Now, are we going to have enough sponges to do like one of these really long columns? All right, now if I come down to here onto this side, should be that one. I guess I could just stay down here. That one. That one. Okay, this is good. Yeah, and we still have a lot of sponges left too, so I know I have enough sponges to do more than one of these columns. I should just call them sections, because calling them columns or rows, I don't feel like it's appropriate for either one of them. They're kind of both. So sections. Sections will be just fine. There's Cyclopsalops. SpongeBob collab? Colm mentioned. How are you doing, Psych? You guys can see the auto shout out there for Cyclopsalops. Friend and co-streamer. Now see, here's the thing I don't like about this. Is I can't just chop a hole and go to the next section. But I do need some sand and or gravel first. Gravel might be faster because we might have some of that back at the depot. However, in the last year or two, at least in the last year, I've made a conscious effort of incinerating things in my inventory that I do not use. So inventory purging has been a thing, and I usually purge a lot of gravel, people. Just saying. Just saying. So I don't know, I might not have some back there, we'll see. That's a silky boy, let's do that. And let's fly back there and check out. Because I use sand and not stone, I now have to set the next wall before I move on. So I actually need to use 2 walls if I'm going to do this method. So, how are you doing? I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much, and I hope you are doing the same. Over there across the pond and on the continent. Do you and your crew have any future events planned? Since the Capture the Flag event, which I thoroughly enjoyed, by the way. Of course, I'd like to welcome in Shut Mountain, friend, moderator of the stream, and fellow buffoon. You guys can see the auto shout out there. See, I had to go north. And somewhat west, but not much west. Over here. Here we go. How's it going, Shut? Short day for you? Are you on your commute back? Matter of fact, I do. I'm organizing a game show. Scrapped the previous one, and now I'm making something else. Okay. Something new. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, you and I briefly talked about that and how terrible I am at those kind of things. Yeah, right. Commuting now, but I have to stop at the mall first. Have to pick up my daughter's birthday present. Aw. Well, pass along the happy birthday, of course. That's all andesite. Of course, I always want to check these chests first because I'm trying to reduce them. So any of this extra junk in here. See, look at all this gravel. This is probably all I need, but let's just use up whatever we have lingering in these chest monsters. Yeah, see, look at all this gravel. And now we get to get rid of this. Great. Many congratulations and respect to you for still going to balls. We still have a few malls here in Southern California. A few. We actually have a lot of them. But they're still not as prevalent as they were in the late 80s and early 90s. I'll tell you, the model I actually prefer better than malls is sort of in California, because of the weather, the climate here, we can have an open kind of outdoor concept to a mall, and they arrange the mall like it's a small town. And it has the streets, street corners, street signs, and then, you'll have on blocks, you'll have several stores, right? And they're usually only about maybe 1 or 2 levels high. And our town has one, and the other one is over by PC and Coffee's Way, and not quite as far out as JMO's place, but that's east of us. And there's another one there, and it's a much bigger one. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. It's nice. I mean, it's tough on a hot day because you're out walking between the stores and the heat's pretty bad. But like this time of year, it's beautiful. And there's no cars driving on the, quote, streets. It's just all pedestrian, except service vehicles, right? But it's the only jewelry store close enough to have something shipped to. Yeah. Water bucket release, Soup! Good to see you, Soup. How are you doing? Also, jewelry, I don't think... I don't know how you feel about this, but something like that is something I don't want to buy online. I'd rather be able to see it and handle it. I think, you know what? I think this is more than enough gravel. How are you doing, Soup? Yeah, unless it's cheap jewelry. I have a bunch of that. Well, yeah. It's from Kay, so I hope it's not cheap. Yeah, it better not be. I'm existing. Okay, Soup. But psych, cheap jewelry has its place, right? Like, I don't do the jewelry. This is not considered jewelry. But if, you don't always want to wear good jewelry, it might not be safe to do so. Or the jewelry, you might be in a situation where it'll get damaged, right? So... I love getting a lot of cheap jewelry and stacking it like necklaces. Ha! I mean, it is a style in of its own, right? So... Mrs. Thunderhand doesn't actually do jewelry too much. She does a very, very little bit of it, but like she doesn't wear earrings. She doesn't have her ears pierced. She does very, very little jewelry. Hawk. I hear a baby zomboid somewhere. Oh, creepy. No, creepy. Thou shalt not ruin my work. Go away. Die, creepy. Die. There you go. Oh, there's the baby zomboid down there. There's 2 of them. Yeah, this is the wrong stream for you guys. You need to come back next Wednesday. Plus, with a 20 diamond chips, it surely was not cheap. Shut. Goes well with my grandpa sweaters. Creeper? Aw, man. You know, that's cultural shift that we've seen here in the last, Shot, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, like, even 40 years. Where, in order to be considered having some coin to spend, you have to be, a CEO or a crypto trader or something like that and everything. And it's like, tradesmen, if you're a welder, electrician, or a plumber, those folks, they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. It's a hard job to do, though. And it's a tough job to do when you get old. Yeah, because, it's tough on your body. But, you make enough money when you're younger, when you get into it. And you invest your money well enough to build up for your retirement, then, yeah. Those tradesmen, they make good coin. They still make good coin. She turned 20. I had to do something special. Aw, that's nice. Yeah, my friend does construction. He's going to have a bad back by 30, so he's going to be set when he moves up the ladder into management. Yeah, and that's, at least here in the U.S., that's the way we used to do it up through the 70s. It wasn't really until the 80s that those type of trade jobs were looked down upon. And because we used to have vocational schools, and that's how the cycle went. You entered into the trade, you built up a bunch of money, and then you moved into the supervision and management so the young people could move up. Now they had room to take your place, and now the older people could mentor the younger people because they had the experience, right? And so you had a nice cycle, right, going. So and we had that post-war for a long time. Good tradesmen like myself are a dying breed. Actually, Shut, they're not. It's just the culture just doesn't, for the most part, value that any longer, right? And so it's not so much that the people aren't around. It's just, the young people are told not to do those kind of trades. They're just told to do other things instead, and it's like, I don't know what you're going to do, what we're going to do when there are no electricians. I don't know what we're going to do when there's no construction workers or plumbers or welders. Like America's big on defense spending with the defense contracts. I don't know how you think you're going to build a battleship without welders. I don't know how you think that's going to happen. Yeah, America is weird. Over here, it hasn't really changed. Mostly just third sector. Yeah, like in high school, we used to have shop, and we used to have vocational technical programs where you learned, like I learned drafting, for example, but I also learned electricity. I took a machining class, and these are retired machinists or semi-retired machinists or semi-retired electricians. And So they go to the high school and they teach. And so if you're a young person, you can learn how to do those things and, auto technician, things like that. I don't know how we expect cars are going to be fixed. You need people who can do that. No construction workers means still living in caves. That's why people of my generation, but that's why we're kind of like jack of all trades. We can do things, because, we had the benefit of that kind of mentorship. And so everybody learned at least a little bit of that kind of stuff. So, oh, dang, I wanted to try that out. I'll wait till the next nightfall. We're out. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll drain this one, grab the sand and gravel from here, and bring it over there. Let's do that. Uh-oh, placed him too far apart. Sun. Su. Leo. G. Ba. I can't quite reach over there. Ju. Si. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think I was as strategic in placing these blocks as I was on the last section. There we go. Soup, Kachi and I were talking and we're thinking there should have been a Half-Life movie. It's so easy to make a movie out of that. Especially after seeing the Fallout series. So easy to do that, right? Script's already written. Everything's all set to go. Just through the game. Yeah, that was a little bit of a topical segue there. But agree, yeah. I mean, that's almost a no-brainer. I don't understand why Hollywood passed on that. It's a little bit after the fact. They really needed to make that ideally in the late 90s, but at least in the early 2000s, they still could have made that. Thunderhand, if you had a time machine, what would you... I'd go back to about 2000 and make a Half-Life movie. It'd be so easy to do. Starring myself as Gordon Freeman. But Gordon Freeman's has such a generic look. Really, you can get any actor to play him. Any good actor. All right, I'm trying to think of, let me see. This is the wall I probably want to take down, right? So, no torches, thunder. Come on, man. Very un-Thunderhand-like. Get Jack Black. Okay, not everyone could play Gordon Freeman. But you know who Jack Black could play, though? Pretty good. He could pull that off. He could play any one of those scientists, right? Easily. He might be able to pull off Barney the security guard. But the guy who should play Barney the security guard is, let me look up the guy's name. Tim Blake Nelson. Tim Blake Nelson. I've gotten more interested in Fallout, not gonna lie. I haven't played much of the game. In fact, I haven't played the game at all. So I don't know too much about it, but I did like the Netflix series. Oh, that's not the side I want. See, that's not the side I want. So I wanted the west wall to come down. Yeah, the thing with the torches and stuff, this is a Nebula thing that, well, I'm not saying she invented it, but I use this now because she uses it. The placement, though, has to be just right. There it is. Yeah, see, you gotta be really quick with that right mouse button. Uh-oh. Pre-roll is activated. That means I need to take my break and run my ads. Half-Life is still good, though. Half-Life is the game of games. Half-Life, Minecraft. I do like Minecraft a little bit more, but okay. On that note, let us take a little bit of a break here. We'll run 3 minutes of ads, and then we shall be right back. Okay, and we're back. I was just trying to queue up that video I was talking to you about the drown farm, and I don't see it in my watch later. So I'll have to pull it up later. Let me reset the playlist. There we go, and we're back for the second half. So yeah, I will get the link for that though. I'll put it in the VOD and post it in the VOD. And then maybe by the next survival stream, I'll have that all done, and you guys can take a look at it. Because it's a pretty slick trick. If I can get it to work the way that this creator got it to work, it's going to make a cool farm. It really is. Okay, and one of the things I wanted to do was to see if I can get the drowns to spawn at night. This was a test for the to see if the canopy, the shadow screen here, is sufficient. Ow, my cankles! And when I try to do this, I'll just turn the hitboxes on. Now see, I'm looking right away at the mobs down there, and they should not be spawning. Okay, well, they're sheep, they're animals, but they shouldn't be like zombies and... Alright, they're passive mobs, that's good. But look, there's nothing spawning in the river. Okay, we got something down there. We got a skelly. We got a zomboid. But this should be filling up with drowns. Now, we're too high to get spawns drowning in the river. Again, if you guys will look at the spawn sphere, and let me fly out of it. Change scenes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shut. There we go. Okay. So, you guys can see the spawning sphere here, 128 block radius. All right, and you'll see that from the AFK position, I set the height so that it doesn't quite touch down to the water. So it spawns just above it. And so when we're AFK, now we since have not been AFK, and so we've had mobs spawning down here now, right? But when we're AFK, we shouldn't get anything spawning in the river. We should only get things spawning here inside this sphere, which means that water area, right? Oops, I missed. It's hard to actually fly around with a spawn sphere. It's difficult. Ouch. God, let's turn that thing off. My eyes! All right. And so we should be getting spawns right in there, because that's the only place that can spawn. And especially we should be getting spawns in the bubble column area, which is right there. But we're not.
What?
Little Simon Pegg there. Yeah. So I do have concerns. I have my concerns. Because if we fly over to here, and we just go a scant maybe 100 blocks or so in this direction, oh my God, will this thing fill up with drowns. In fact, you should start seeing their hitboxes coming in any minute now. Oh my God. Say, right away, immediately. I mean, this is, if we camp here for a few minutes, this column will be full of drowns. Look at them all spawning in. So we want to build a similar kind of farm to this over there, And we want the water column to be source blocks. And we want the bubble column to be pushing these guys up. Look at all those drones coming in. See them? It's so cool. But I am a little concerned that we can't get the spawns in. Now, as we leave those chunks, those guys should despawn. But I am thinking we should be getting a couple of spawns by the platform here. Now, these are source blocks. The rest of these are not source blocks. But those ones are. So we should be getting a couple of drowns right in there, at least. At least. So, oh, please, just thank you. Let me fly. So, it's not a problem with the canopy then. It could be that we just don't have enough spawn area there. That's a 16 by 16 corner right there, so that's probably not enough. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm actually not too worried about that part of the mechanic yet. Okay, there we go. Now, that farm over there is 4 chunks like this one, or this one's 4 chunks like that one. But some of those chunks are not entirely in the river biome. Some of them, like the corners, are sticking out into the plains biome and stuff like that. This is total river biome all the way around this. So these 4 chunks are river biome, and you know, let's make sure that they're river biome all the way up too, because biome borders are also vertical as well as horizontal. So let's do that. F3, like this. Let's do FB3 and turn those hitboxes off. And let's swim up here and then make certain that as we go up, we're river biome all the way to the top of this column at least. And so you guys should be able, viewers, you should be able to see the biome Minecraft River right up there in the debug screen. And it looks like it's river all the way up. I believe I did check this before I built here. Which would be a smart thing to do. Yeah. Not as characteristic of me as you would think. Let's grab some air here. There we go. Yeah, I picked a good spot. This is river biome all the way up. Because you do have to check that sometimes. Well, you have to check that all the time when you're building one of these, right? Because sometimes the river biome can end vertically, and you think like the upper parts of the column here are river biome, and they're actually not. So the top of the column will terminate 24 blocks below this, because there's no sense in building that there, because the mobs won't spawn 24 blocks away from you within a radius, right? So it can only come up to 24 blocks beneath you. All right. Now, I'm not going to go forward with that right now. I just wanted to quickly test that and see if this was the issue, and it's not. So, confirmed. That has been confirmed. Because it was nighttime, and we did have that opportunity to do that quickly. It's a quick, easy test to do. You know, I kind of think using the stone for this was faster. I don't know. I feel like it was. But I don't know. Shut. You've probably done more of this, like, drainage stuff than I have. You know, I haven't done too much of this. And you guys are probably thinking, well, you must have done some drainage for your Guardian farm, but you may recall. What? Baby drone! Okay, well, look at him go. Look at him bobbing up and down. That's cool. Dude, totally. All right, let's... That was so much harder than I thought. All right. Now, even though these are source blocks with the bubble columns, the drowns can spawn in flowing water. And technically, this is flowing water. These other quadrants here. G. So you can see it's built entirely inside these 4 chunks. All 4 chunks are river biome, so they should be. Is that copper? Yeah, it is. Yeah, all right. My first copper from the farm. But yeah, they should spawn in here as well. So I'm thinking just that corner, but I was wrong. Now it should be all of these quadrants. All right. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. And let me think. I was placing blocks here, right? This is what I was doing. I think I was doing something like this. I think I was on this side here, placing blocks over here. Is that a bat? It might be. Somewhere. It's funny because my Mushroom Island in Buffooncraft, the Season 6 server, because it's a Mushroom Island, if there's anything happening below that island, those open areas beneath the surface are just full of bats. Because if you think about it, other than the mushroom cows, it's really the only mob that can spawn there. I think the squid can spawn in the caves and stuff, though. All right, that's good. 11 more sponges. I don't think we're going to have enough sponges to do this section. Yeah, because that just took 6 sponges. That's all I got, right? Yeah, Hawk. We really only have one more section to do. And I know I missed some sponges back there. I'll go get them. Oh, wow. The waterlogged sponges do not float. I guess it makes sense, right? But, well, no, still, even waterlogged, their density is less than water. Yeah, it is. Which doesn't seem to make sense until you consider volume, right? So, All right, let's go dry out these sponges. Okay, I can see I got a little bit of moderation to do there. Bye-bye. North, west. Well, we're just drying sponges. Am I the only one in the stream currently who finds this extremely satisfying? Drying the sponges in the nether. Let's see. South. Right here. Look at this thing. This is going to be so cool. You know, I wanted to build it near Kachi and Biggie's village, but not too near. Of course, night has fallen, and so let's do the sleeping. Ah, nailed it. Oh no, and here come the mobs. That wasn't a redeem, by the way, or nobody asked for a redeem. I just did that because it's fun to do. Really, Skelly? Right in the skull bone. Okay, let's do that. That. Let's get some of these high points here. Here. Again, I don't think I did a very good job placing these. I could have placed these better in. Yeah, like that. Like, I could, like, place a piece of gravel there and save the sponges. Like that. Well, I'm going to need a sponge here for this one. So a waterlogged sponge is not the same thing as a sponge. So I can't do the scroll wheel select on that. There we go. I guess like that. Done and done. All right, so again with the torches, but I got to remember to do the west side of this. And apparently I lost a torch along the way somewhere. Okay, I think I got the timing of this down now. Oh, not for that one. Or that one. I guess I spoke a little too soon. Why, thanks, Hands, for cooperating with me there. Oh, that's that one floating right there. It might be the one that I was missing. Well, here's something you don't see every day. Hello, game? Could you, like, do the thing? Thank you. Helps if you place the torch directly under the gravel. Helps a lot. Highly productive. Oh, yeah, this one didn't collapse either. Hilarious. Yeah, look. Check it out. I've broken the game! The game is like, am I supposed to do something here? Yeah! Namely that, if you could just, you know... There you go, that'd be great, yeah. Sage! I see you doing the same thing I'm doing on BC. Yeah, actually, yeah. I didn't think about that, but you're right. So, welcome on in, fellow buffoon. The real foolish sage himself. We'll see a little bit of what Sage is, of which Sage is speaking on Friday when we do our Friday stream. Do I have enough? 22. I should be able to do this. All right, let's purge the inventory too. Now this is this one? Sans. This is 5 blocks wide. I don't think we're gonna have enough here. I think we're gonna have to lay down some stuff here. We probably don't need that. We don't need that or that. The rest of this stuff, yeah. I've already made good progress on the draining. Nice. We should probably save this for Friday, but what did you wind up doing for that? Because we talked about, we postulated several different techniques and combinations of techniques for water drainage in your particular area, which is very challenging. I will let the viewers know. Mostly just sand. Okay, cool. Squiddy, your days are numbered, buddy. There's a future black ink sac right there. All right, now you're just asking for it. You're just asking for it now. Possibly not the most efficient, but easy enough, and I can get in all the nooks, yeah. So viewers, we'll give you a little view of that on Friday if Sage doesn't do so ahead of time. But we've got some cool stuff to show you guys on Buffooncraft. Nova and I, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, had teamed up on a project. and knocked that thing out in a few hours. It's just shocking. Oh my god. Sort of. Lone Star, sort of. So, this, see, now, Lone, you've given me the opportunity to describe to the viewers your newly self-appointed title on the Buffooncraft server. So, viewers, Lone Star has designated himself the procrastination police. And I will say this. I will say this. More than just trolling us, other than just trolling us for procrastinating on our bills, it's very endearing because, it just goes to show that Lone Star cares, right? He just wants to see the cool builds, and he just wants us to build them, and he doesn't want us to get behind. And so, Lone, I do appreciate it. I know the troll is in there, I get it, but I do appreciate it. I know you guys can build awesome stuff. Yeah. See? That's what I'm talking about. Do I have any more of the gravel? No, I don't. Am I gonna have to use the snad? I think I am. Orc! It makes me not want to do it so as to not encourage Lone. But then again, it is encouraging. It is. So, Soup, I find it funny how Mojang said they aren't ant sharks because something about animal abuse. Meanwhile, the Minecraft movie adding lava chicken machine thing. Right? Right? A little bit of hypocrisy there? Yeah. Sage, you have removed more on your amount in the last few days than you have in the last few months. Yes. Yes, he has. Now, Lone, I will say this, though. There is some preparatory work I have to do in Blender first, and I have been doing that. The last couple of days, I have been doing that. Yep. When I saw Sage fire up the TNT flying machine, I'm like, okay, all right. That means I'm going to incur the full wrath of Lone Star entirely upon myself. So I guess I better get something going. Darn you and thank you. That's probably the best way to say it. Sage, yes. Buffoons, people. Buffoons. Them's buffoons for you. I cannot convey to you how much of an awesome community we have on that SMP. Where are you coming from? Right there. Right there. Really? So you're going to do that kind of a thing, huh? Okay, there we go. All right, let's remove this stuff. Now, OPG and I want to build a drone farm behind his base on the Buffooncraft server. And so part of what I'm doing here in Generations is proofing out this build for that build on Buffooncraft. Because I do that. I swap between servers. things I build on Generations, I build in Buffooncraft. Things I build in Buffooncraft, I build on Generations, and I go back and forth. I know one thing we're going to have to do on Buffooncraft, depending on when we update to 1.22, whether it's Season 7 or, let me see, East, West, Season 7 or after, is we're going to have to reinstitute the Ghast farm. That's going to be a thing, people, because ghast tiers are now going to be a thing. They're going to be a commodity on that server. So the trident chucking ghast farm is going to have to make a comeback. And I've had some redesign ideas for that. You see what I mean about this? Look at that. Game, can you just game, please? There you go. Yeah, see, I think I actually placed that so fast. Which I know. I know. But I place it so fast that the game can't keep up. So, let's see. Seeing you guys has encouraged me to go down and load more work on the prison too. So it's working both ways. You know, I've been a little reluctant to call out the hypocrisy there, Lone Star, but you have been working on yours. So you did you put through a big slug of work. What was it? Was it as recently as last week, or it was at least the week before, where you logged back on and you put in quite a few additions, because I've been over there since. Cyclops. Hey, Thunder, you can speak really well, and I put it in the background and do work and stuff. You should become a... Oh, psych. And Sage, you put down the torch too fast. It doesn't update the blocks. Yeah, for once, I'm actually doing something too fast, and we caught it on stream. We actually caught Thunder on stream doing something too fast, people. I don't know if I should post this VOD or not now. I think the government's going to come after me. Wait, you're not supposed to do that. Let's do the sleeping thing, if we can indeed even do that. Maybe it's just... whatever. Now we just need a Sage Minecraft stream. Isn't that right, Sage? Honestly, a Sage anything stream at this point. So, Sage let me have a peek in on his creative test server the day before. And Sage, I gotta say, that was probably the most fun I've had in a long time. Just like, now I was spectating, I wasn't actually in his server. I was spectating at the time. But just seeing the stuff he built in there and just like bouncing the ideas back and forth and stuff is like, that's one of my very favorite things to do in this game. So much fun. So Lone, I did tell him, you know, you might want to consider like maybe streaming this. I think we're gonna have to dry some sponges for that last bit. Let's do that. Because Sage could do his own Creative Test World stream very easily. Very, very easily. Yeah, true. Yes, Thunder Test double stream on. You know, Lone. That's Bloom Sage. We should do that. We should totally do that. Honestly, I was going to wait till Biggie came home from university, and Biggie and I were going to double stream because I do need to get that down. I am interested in exploring that new function, and I say new. It's been out for what, over a year now, but yeah, Biggie and I were going to do that, but Biggie doesn't make it back until June. So, I don't know, buffoons, if you're interested. Just remember, you're going to have to curb the language on that, which, makes me a little reluctant to do that, because I don't like you guys having to be self-conscious about that, but... Plus, not entirely a segue, but related. We do have a Buffooncraft event. The next event is coming up quite soon, actually. The Buffoons got the announcement yesterday, I think. Was it last night? I think it was. So viewers, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I have no idea what the nature of that is going to be. But I do tend to think I should resume my quest for my 4th Windburst 1 book and have that ready. I do feel I should probably be doing that. And so a little hint of what I'm going to be showing off on Friday. Nova and I will be quite ready. If the end opens up, we will probably be the most prepared for that event. Did I say event? I meant event. Let's see. I meant we team up to bully Sage on stream now. Oh! Okay. I am reminded of when Lux dropped a massive F-bomb. I never got around to editing that VOD. I just didn't post it. And I really should, because it's so funny. It's so funny. I've just been, very, very lazy with processing my VODs for the last even 6 months or so. And I really need to get back into that. I do. Okay, I think that's it. I think that'll do it. Is this a thunderstorm? Can we sleep this off? Yes, it is. That was so funny. If I don't process and repost that VOD, I should at least make a clip of it. Oh, here we go with the moderation. My chat's so empty. Beg your pardon. All right, how am I doing? Let me see. I have 12 more minutes left to the stream, so I got plenty of time here. I know that doesn't seem plenty of time, but I mean, as far as finishing up at least what I'm doing here, that should be enough time. It should. We do have these stone walls we have to remove. Yeah, the walls, partitions. Yeah, we have those stone partitions we need to remove. Awk! Hands, please. Please. Yeah, see, that was a little too quick. So was that. Okay. Now, see, why can't I be that fast in, like, PvP or something? See, I can only do stuff like that when it doesn't matter. Do not jump back in my inventory, please. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. Really? We're that low on stuff? Or inventory is that full? Wow. Whatever. Let's do something like this. There we go. Little inventory management. Okay, that's good. All right. So we've cut down the spawns in that area underneath the platform, which was an important thing to have done. I really don't think that this was 100% necessary, but there's also stuff I want to build under this too. So, sure, Thunder. No, I kid you not. I guess I should do this with a beacon, right? I might have a beacon, actually. This is Generations. Yeah, I might have one. Hold on. Wait a tick. Box of rockets. Tools. Tools 2. I don't know why I did the Frenchman laugh there, but let us... We need 50 blocks. That's 32 blocks. So we should probably set it up on the opposite bank. I mean, we could also just do this too. This is going to be a janky one, you guys. You're going to cringe when you see this, but it'll be fine, trust me. Trust me. So let me see. Let's do like Yes, I'm going to build it right in the water. Like this. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it just to remove these walls, but we're doing it. Of course, a little TNT would be very fast, but you know, we just lose the precision there. I am so spoiled on Generations. I have built this world up so much. I should really spend more time in here, though, but... Eh? 1 iron block. Are you kidding me? So much for the humble brag. Oh, too much. Too much of a pitch. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay. Lone dropped in to explore my hole. You guys. Please. Please. Sage was done some lovely work on his hole. It's thunder again. Ooh, with a creepy up there too. You know, we could just. Yeah, now we only have 6 minutes left of the stream because of 1 iron block missing. Really. Thank you. Okay, we do this. We do the haste 2. Check. Thank you. Not certain I can reach that from all the way down here. I think I can. I guess I'll go along the tops after. Suppose I should have done that backwards, right? Gone along the tops first and then worked my way down, but whatever. Really? Arachnid? Right? Are we good? I think so. Oh boy, here comes the welcoming committee. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's a drone farm, people. Not a spider farm. Not a creepy farm. Certainly not a skelly farm. Ho ho ho! I see you. Right between your soulless black eyes. There you go. Any more? Any more? No? Okay. Man's trying to work here. I'm probably going to go over the stream a few minutes, but that's okay. I talked to the boss and he said it's all right. Where? Is it inside the water stream? Or above on the wall? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I suppose the health is getting a little low there. I should do something about that, huh? Food. Let's see. I showed him all the wet spots. Stop. Just stop it. You guys. What? I didn't say any bad words. That's definitely Thunderhand. I tell you, things I've gotten away with saying in the classroom. Oh my god. My response is always the same. What? I didn't use any bad words. In fact, there's an entire channel on our Discord. The Thunderhand64_gaming2 Discord. There's a channel in there called Things Mr. Thunderhand probably shouldn't have said in the classroom. And why do I... Oh, he's right there. Look at that. That's where you are. Oh, well, we're going to have to deal with that. There we go. Let's do the sleeping thing. Let's see, we've got that right there. We haven't gone over stream yet, but we're probably going to go over stream by a few minutes, but it's not a big deal. Again, like I said, I talked to the boss. It's okay. We should be able to remove this now. All right. And let's take this with us. This place is going to fill up with mobs big time, so let us do a little something like this. Right. Spidey. Oh, I didn't get these middle parts, huh? Maybe right there. Does that do it? I think so. That's a little close. We'll do that. I think that'll do it. Yeah, so who knows what's going to happen down here? Other than collection, maybe some redstone or something. Not entirely sure. I can't reach up there. All right, let's pull down this stuff. Then we'll call it. Let me see. That's the actual platform. Did I make it? Yeah, I did. Goody. Huck. Then we'll have to go light the perimeter right over there. I'm going to take care of that. Let's do that. I know I'm putting blocks back in that I'm just going to remove afterwards, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine, people. I suppose I could have gone along the outside, right? Could have done that too. Can I reach? Yeah, I can. Okay. Right there. Oh, I did not want to do that. Thankfully, we have a handy water column right here. So while we're down here, let's just do this. Back up here. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I can get... Can I reach over there? I think I can like this. We could just do this. Not quite. I'm sure I'm doing this the dumbest way possible, but you guys have been on the stream before, right? There we go. We got that. We've got that. Good. Right there, right there. Okay, I think that'll do it. We're going to place some torches, like right along the walls here, just on the perimeter. Right over there. Right over here. Right here. Right here. Here. And here. Let's disable that. Let's see. I suppose I should collect as much of this stone as possible, right? Though I don't know, we have so much of this back at the base. Back at the depot. Oh, we missed a bit right there. Good. Not good that we missed it. Good that we've seen it. That we seen it. All right. And. Okay. Oh. Yeah, now that they're not spawning down there. I'm thinking screenshots for my thumbnail for the VOD. Maybe something like that, right? I don't know. Okay. Mrs. Thunderhand said it was okay. I don't know. Did she? It happened otherwise. So, anyways, okay. That'll do it for today's stream. Let's see if there's anyone to whom we can raid out. I think Jeannie is streaming right now. But we'll see who else is going while we're kind of yeah, Jeannie is. Let's set this up. Oh, I'm well aware of what I said. Boss of some things. Of this stream, no. Boss. Okay. Bone of contention? Maybe. Let's do this. Very well, viewers. You can see there in the chat the raid message. You can copy and paste that into the chat if you would like to join us along on this raid. I am going to be raiding out to fellow buffoon Cheska's Genie. Let's set up the raid itself. Said raid is counting down now. Family-friendly viewers, just be reminded that Cheska's stream is intended for mature audiences. There's some language and some themes and stuff, but she is a lot of fun. She's a fellow buffoon. Chances are there's a lot of shared community and folks there you're going to know. So with that, I would like to remind everybody that we do this Generation stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that will be Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. And again, we have a lot of cool stuff to show you. Me and the other buffoons, too, and I'll be showing some of that stuff on my stream. So the stream after that will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be the Kachi Time stream. Last Sunday stream where Kachi was doing the programming for Missionary Dummy Defense, and he was doing some of the artwork for that, was a very highly viewed VOD. We got some big numbers on that. So I don't know what he's going to do this weekend. We'll see. But you might want to check that out. Okay, we're raiding on out to Cheska now. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you happen to be. Join us next time. Raiding out to Cheska's Genie. Right now. Bye for now, everyone.